Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the P&B Morning Show. My name is Isa No, and here with me in the studio are the able and capable members of this particular team. And in person of Abraham, you seem to be a bit flat-footed this morning.
Well, with all the
challenges before now,
yes, but, we
should always. There are certain things that we can't control, and as a result of that, definitely, the moment you start, you just have to make sure you put in your best. But I always trust you to actually give out your best whenever we have issues like this.
Definitely.
And in the middle is also Anifa Apampa. You two, you seem to be flat-footed. What's happened?
Nothing. Good morning.
Is it the weather or the cold? I don't understand why you guys just
the weather, the traffic, and everything is contributing to it actually.
Well, from my own hand, then we're all Nigerians. We understand that if you are not being dealt with by the government, you should be dealt with by nature. But still, we still have to survive, and that's why we are called Nigerians. To survive is part of our trademark globally, and that's a very good one for every one of us. And from the beautiful studio of P&B Morning Show, a very good one for us to start this morning. Well, let me just give you a breakdown of our schedules for this morning. Looking forward to the social media segment, and also we delve into our conversation for today, which has to do with an MOU signed between Neiti and the EFCC. And then we move just a bit of time and look at one or two of our dailies for us to be able to be abreast with the activities or happenings in the country. And then with that, we'll close the curtain, and that all will be for today. But for now, definitely please just stay tuned while we go on this short break for Apampa to give us the headlines from the social media segment.
Good morning and welcome to What's Trending on P&B TV, your number one source for the hottest stories, stirring conversations across social media. I am Anifa Apampa, and today we are diving into the biggest debates, shocking revelation, and viral reactions from Nigerians online. The U.S. is set to deport 3,619 Nigerians. Social media has been buzzing over the report of the U.S. to deport 3,619 Nigerians. Over the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ranked Nigeria the second among African nations on the deportation list, right after the U.S. government reportedly pushing the Nigerian authorities to issue travel. This has sparked mixed reaction online. Some Nigerians feel no sympathy, arguing that illegal immigration comes with risks. One user tweeted, "You entered another man's country illegally and you're surprised that you want to be deported. I beg everybody should face their government." But another blamed the Nigerian government for failing to create opportunities at home. A Facebook user wrote, "If Nigeria was working, why would anybody want to live in the first place? Instead of calling for deportation, fix your damn country." Former U.S. President Donald Trump has once again found himself trending in Nigeria. This time it's over the suspension of the U.S. fund HIV and AIDS fund suspension. The HIV and AIDS treatment is on hold currently. One Twitter user slammed this decision, saying, "So Trump thinks cutting off HIV and AIDS funding will only affect Nigerians. If people stop getting treatment, the disease will spread even faster, and this is a global issue." Another user had a different take, where he say, "Why will we rely on Americans to fund our health system? Our government should have been handling this a long time ago." While some Nigerians are blaming Trump policies, some are calling out the Nigerian leader for not making healthcare a priority. Let's talk about this. Should Nigerians stop depending on foreign aid for health program? On our social media space again, we have the Two-Face and Annie Idibia split. One of the Nigerian most talked about celebrity couples, Two-Face and Annie Idibia is officially calling it quits. Yes, you had it right. Two-Baba took to his social media and to announce the divorce. Many Nigerians are left shocked and heartbroken over the news. The announcement came right after Annie Idibia faced a massive backlash over her behavior on the reality show Young, Famous and African, where she was being called out for being emotional and too dramatic. Some netizens are dragging Two-Face, calling him wicked for making such an announcement at Annie's lowest point. One person tweeted, "This is the worst timing ever. Annie is literally facing too much hate and Two-Face decided to add to it. The perfect time for divorce. Men will embarrass you." But others said Annie allegedly knew what she was going into. I beg, make she rest. She stood by him during all his cheating years. Now he is done. Annie was an enabler and she always saw this coming. Meanwhile, fresh reports claim that Annie is currently in rehab where she is receiving treatment for her mental health. This has sparked even more reaction, with many asking if the pressure of social media, fame and Two-Baba repeated betrayal is what pushed her to rehab. Now let's talk about the AI development that has shaken the tech world to its core. The Chinese AI startup DeepSeek just dropped an open source language model called DeepSeek R1, and trust me, the internet is losing its mind. Why would this AI perform just as well as OpenAI's ChatGPT? And here is the kicker: it was built at a fraction of the cost at any DeepSeek pull of. Absolutely genius. The mixture of expert models which only activate the power needed, stack saving much energy and power. But hold up, here is where it gets crazy. The stock market went free fall the moment DeepSeek made their announcement. Nvidia alone lost the staggering amount of $593 billion in market value, the US single greatest loss in a day. Now, social media reaction has been wild. Some people are hailing that the DeepSeek as the future of AI, saying this could be a game changer for open source technologies. Others are raising red flag, worried about the risks of putting such powerful AI tools in the open for anyone to use. One viral tweet reads, "DeepSeek has flipped the AI game as it's held OpenAI better than threatened," while other users warns, "Giving everyone access to powerful AI model, what could possibly go wrong?" So is DeepSeek the next AI revolution, or are we heading to a possibly dangerous territory? Drop your comment on our social media and well, now the big question. Drop your next question on our social media and thank you very now. This is the end of what's trending on social media. Thank you for joining us for the day. I am Apampa Anifa, and stay with us as we have other trending stories and conversations coming up shortly. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
We apologize for the delay in the commencement of this segment, and just before this particular segment, we had the social media segment where Anifa Pampa was able to reel out some of the issues trending on social media, and one of the major issues trending there, I believe, was the issue of Two-Face Idibia, which has actually generated so much controversy. And if you remember, in 2022, this actually happened. Many Nigerians were thinking that they were going to separate in 2022.
This is actually not the first time. Like when it came out, that's why you could see there was like a disclaimer that my account was hacked, because we just assumed that something like this has happened in the past too. And so then it was later on when it now came out, dropping a video this time around saying, no, my account wasn't hacked. Now me talk with my talk. So it became, it sparked actually a whole lot of controversy, because one, Two-Face is not seen as a controversial kind of person, not someone that wants to, even if at all you are going through this divorce, not the person that will want to bring it to the social media, because he is not this social media kind of person. So this is, and it's the same at the same period of time that Annie is already facing backlash from appearance on this young African and famous show, and so people are already wondering why this same period of time you could see like a whole lot of celebrities that are were actually drumming support for Annie, like, oh, enough is enough, blah blah. This everyone is having their opinion, like wondering why this particular period of time. She's already going through so much. This is one of our lowest of all time, and Two-Face is adding to it. So I don't know. Currently, reports have it that she's currently at the rehab as well, receiving treatment. So we don't know if it's a relationship with Two-Face or the backlash that led her.
You know, so much has actually happened in the past, and it has actually generated so much enmity. These are some of the things we actually did not see
But from what had happened in the past, and you know that definitely there is a problem. From the last Two-Face song, the one he sang, I think in 2022 thereabout, when it was sung, I think it was shot in Benue State, where it was alleged that he wanted to marry a lady from Benue State, I think an Idoma by tribe, and probably that didn't actually scale through. And this time around, we're also seeing another lady that was trending. Just yesterday, another lady was actually trending. That has to also do with the issue of getting married to another lady. So there should be so much to actually look out for in the past when it comes to the issue of Two-Face. He has not actually raised, for many Nigerians, many are not surprised with Two-Face because of his history. But at the same time, the guy has not actually said anything bad. He has not come up to actually black paint the wife.
You know, one thing, when you bring your talk to the social media, you expect everybody to enter. But for me, one thing I would always advise is that no matter what, we are now having a society where we have so many kids that their parents are not together. This is not good for us. Whether we like it or not, there is that particular aspect that the child will always need both parents to actually help in the development. I'm not talking about co-parenting where we are separated and then, okay, do your part, I do my part. No, I'm talking about the children living with their parents. And this has to do with morality. We must all train our children, or we must always advise our brothers and sisters in the best of manner, in such a way that it is not going to affect their family, in such a way that nobody will say, okay, yes, divorce is allowed when you know that it has actually come to the point of either life or death. But at the same time, again, we must always encourage patience in marriage. That way we can live, we'll have children that will grow up to also become moral in the society. They also get married to, if everybody have children that are actually properly brought up, we won't have issues of divorce. Or the most unfortunate aspect of it all is that the social media system is actually making it look as if it is normal for society to have so many children without parents or parental upbringing. This is something we should actually kick against, and we pray and we hope that, yes, if divorce is the best for them, may they benefit from it, and if it is not, may God bring them back together. And on today's subject, we'll be looking at the issue of the relationship between Neiti and EFCC, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and how Neiti was able to defend their budget at the National Assembly. We'll take a very mild break, and when we return, we'll be joined by Matthew Dennis Otebe, a journalist, to actually have this conversation. Welcome back from that mild break, and just before the break I did inform you that we'll be joined by Matthew Dennis Otebe. Matthew Dennis Otebe is a reporter and is a correspondent to the EFCC, and also one of the reporters that we have that is actually looking at so many details when it comes to the issue of anti-corruption. And Matthew is a colleague definitely for many of us here in the station, and definitely will have to tell us more about what actually happened between Neiti, EFCC, and probably the budget defense at the National Assembly. Matthew, good morning, and thank you for joining us on the P&B Morning Show.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
It's nice we are having you this morning, and just some days back there was issues between Neiti, that's the Nigerian Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, that says collaboration are ongoing with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to recover about $6 billion and another $66 billion owed the federal government by industry stakeholders in the oil sector. So much is happening. When it comes to corruption, the question we always ask is, when will this reduce to the barest minimum? Matthew, are you not surprised with this revelation?
Yeah, it is surprising, of course, that despite the effort being led by the executive chairman of the EFCC, that's Mr. Ola Olukoyede, in fighting the corruption, corruption is still on the high level. What we need in Nigeria, of course, beyond the collaboration with Neiti, of course, is the political will. You understand? Beyond collaboration, yes, like for instance, talking about the Neiti itself, that's the Nigeria Extractive Initiative, Industry Transparency Initiative. What many Nigerians, they see it as even a new agency, not knowing that it has been existing for long. Because their role in recovering, monitoring the oil sector and also the mining sector. When you look at the staff strength of Neiti itself now, they are not much. You understand? When you go to, you can only see them in the major cities, like only in the, if you go to Port Harcourt, in South, they are there, and the FCT. But when you go to the local environment, talking about the local government, most of their staff are not there. They are not enough. So yes, but going back to the topic, collaboration with EFCC is a good omen. Good omen in the sense that most of these agencies perhaps they don't have what I can say technical know-how, or they don't have staff strength that can cover the sector. Like when you talk about the mining sector, our country is well endowed, talking about mineral resources, gold, lithium, all over the place. But what is the law enforcing agency doing with regards to that? A lot of, like, just of recent, Adam Soshomole came out and said that the retired generals, yes, they're the one going about mining all the resources, the mineral resources we have. And to me, I agree with him in the sense that most of this mining, the gold farm, most of these mining places are being owned by these generals. And they put their securities are there guiding those places. And before you know, there was a time that federal government spoke about no-fly zone in Zamfara, when Zamfara was not having airport, because Zamfara has a rich airport of gold. So most time those people collaborate with the foreigners, the Chinese and other Europeans, they come, they use chopper and go to those mining sector, buy those things raw and pick it to the airport, and they are gone. And nobody, so the Neiti doesn't have that influence to really go into that place. But partnering with EFCC, I believe whether you're a politician or you're a business person, when you hear EFCC coming, you'll be shaking EFCC and DSS. So partnering with EFCC is a good one, is a good development. Then there you also, but because if you look at the staff strength of the EFCC today, there is a shortage. So they should go also and partner with the DS and carry their other security agencies along.
You know, Matthew, when you look at this particular issue, Neiti has been there, and unfortunately, many Nigerians don't know it. For many of us, we see it as the elite kind of agency. It is not a place where you see the average man getting into it. And just like you've actually raised a very important question, that the EFCC itself, how many staff do they have? Not to talk of Neiti for follow-ups and other activities that they need to do. We have so many mineral resources, just like I asked the Minister of Interior yesterday during the press briefing. I said we have so many illegal miners in the country. What are they doing in terms of the mine marshals that was formed by the NSCDC? We know they are doing a very good job. But then how can they boost their morale by ensuring that we have so many of them, so many of the personnel actually in all the states where we have mines, for them to be able to get to know what is happening there and follow up with illegal miners and get them away from it. That is one of our major problems, illegal miners. Now we have a Neiti that is actually responsible for us for generating revenue from this particular extractive industry. But they cannot meet up with this revenue of about 60-something billion naira, as it was stated, is actually what they're actually pursuing. Calling EFCC, do you think that will help them solve the problem?
Yes, if the Neiti and in partnership with the EFCC, if they can succeed in recovering this $66 billion, it will help the country a long way. But the issue is the people, the cabals or the cartel beyond all these things will frustrate the process along the line. Why are they not doing name calling? Who are those people? Because a poor man cannot go and be owing this money. These are things that are still affecting the oil sector. We are blessed, we are endowed with the oil, but today, just of recent, the NNPC still increased the pump price to about 999 naira or so. So now, in collaboration with EFCC, it's a good one if they can be able to recover this asset. But I know beyond the collaboration, political will, in the sense that the president needs to really put up a plan for recruitment, both in the Neiti and also the EFCC, because they don't have enough staff. Like you rightly said, there are a lot of illegal miners all across the four walls of this country, especially in Nasarawa alone or in Abuja. There are places, a lot of illegal. So the staff strength of these federal agencies are not enough. And then also the governors, also there are speculations that most of these governors, they are into mining. They collaborate with these foreigners. They come illegally because, of course, when you follow the mining, talking about insurance of a mining license is through the federal government. But yes, the land is owned by the state, but the resources, the airport is owned by the federal government. Then the EFCC and Neiti, any state they are going, you will see a kind of, there should be a synergy, but you see a kind of, if the governors or the stakeholders in the state are not carrying along, they will frustrate the process. So beyond recovering the $66 billion, there should be a lot of collaboration. The governor must give that political will, because so that when they start pursuing all these looters, the political will of maybe if they don't have enough staff, the governor can assist in giving them more staff, maybe through the state, because the state, the staff in the state, they know most of those locations where all those mining activities are being carried out. So there should be a kind of synergy. And then also the political will that if whether no cow, there shouldn't be a secret cow, in the sense that the presidency should give the EFCC the go ahead whatsoever the person is, whether you are closer to the presidency or you are closer to one political actor there. The EFCC and Neiti should go arresting and recover our assets. It's very, very important.
Mr. Matthew, good morning.
Good morning.
Looking at their budget defense at the House, if you see, there's a place where 6.5 billion for the 2025 financial year. And now I'm just reading through. There's one of the member that asked a question by name Ogbara that queried, why will they be repeating this? Most of the items they said they want to get for like 2024, and they keep repeating it. That most of these agencies, are you now looking at the agencies and the House of Rep not having a conducive conversation on how to tackle this corruption? Because if you are telling me that what I'm bringing out on the table is keep repeating, and then at the same time you are calling for EFCC to be of help to you. Do you see that there's some lacunas there? What can you say about that, please?
Yes, first and foremost, my take on some of these government-owned enterprises, we call them, all those agencies that are into recovery or into generating money for the coffers of the government. They are supposed to, by now, some of them are supposed to be matured, that budgets should not be given to them or allocated to them since they are generating money. Look at the case of the JAM. When the JAM registrar was at the House of Rep, the money he was bringing to the coffers of the federal government, that was about 6 billion. The House, that why are you returning just 6 billion from the chunk of money you're recovering, you're generating? So why can't you get your budget yourself, that federal government shouldn't give you any or allocate any budget to you so that you can be a stand-alone. Neiti, of course, is old enough to be able to stand alone and be, because all these reputations is corruption. What have they done with the 2024 budget? How far have they gone? From what I read, they only recover, what they gave here is, they said they recover over 3.7 billion in 2020 and 2021. What happens in 2022, 2023, 2024? Have they declared what they have recovered or what they have generated? These are questions that the House should be asking them. Where are the money they are recovering? Where is the money going? Is it going to the federal coffers, or is it used for their own operations? All these things should be raised. But I think the budget given to them, I think the House, of course, as they are doing their work, we should allow them to do their work and really know where those allocations, some of these quotations by Neiti, where are they going? With the previous, like what you said, in 2024, what was the money used for? Were they actually giving cash backing? All these things should be raised. And of course, they have data to back up all these things. And by so doing, and then the House of Representatives and also the Senate, they should not take, because Nigerians have this impression that anytime the House is drilling there, they are interested in their selfish pocket. They should operate in an objective manner, that they will not be threatening a DG or MD of an agency in the name of, so that you can go and give them Ghana must go or something like that, thereby encouraging corruption. That is bad. They should operate in an objective manner and carry the media along. That is what we call transparency. When you carry the media along, as you are inviting all these MDs, DGs for questioning, the media is covering such life, and the MDs and the DGs should be able to tell us what have they done with 2024 budget, all the allocation.
Mr. Matthew,
come to this 2024
Mr. Matthew,
some of these items on their budget defense.
Mr. Matthew, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
I'm
you.
talking about transparency now. Do you think these 30 people, they should actually release like a list of these people owing this money? Instead of them just going round and round and saying some people, some people.
In a transparent manner, the names of those people owing this money should be released. But that's why I still talk on political will. If you discover, or if you look at most of these people talking about the 66 billion, most of these people operating in this oil sector are politicians. Or they have their nephew, their niece owning these companies. So it will be difficult. They will frustrate the process. But if Neiti and EFCC wants to do their work, it's very good. Let's release the names. They should publish the names of these people, so that Nigerians will start having this. And then when they are released and they are found wanting, because another aspect is court. When you are suspected, these people, they are so smart that they will use the court and defend themselves. So releasing is very important. It's good for Nigerians. At least that will assist in fighting the war against corruption.
Mr. Matthew, I'm very glad you raised one major issue, stating that in 2020, 2021, they were able to get about 3 billion naira, if that's correct, $3.7 billion. And now what we are looking out for is about $6 billion and 66 billion naira. These are huge sums, most especially when you look at the forex value of the $6 billion. And one major presentation they made in the National Assembly was that of their own budget of about 5.6 billion naira. Looking at the staff strength, you start questioning what are the kind of activities Neiti are doing in terms of this their budget defense. 5.6 billion naira for an organization of government, and then with so many vague activities on how they go about their things. And then you look at the staff strength and you juxtapose that. So you start questioning the fact that if they cannot even present what they earn as a result of their, probably maybe their force who used to get money, or the way they used to get their money to generate their income and the rest of it like that. In 2022, 2023, 2024, they did not release figures as to what they got. And they are presenting a budget of about 5.6 billion. Is that not so much for us Nigeria to consume?
Yes, I think what they are presenting to the House of Representatives or the National Assembly for this 2025 budget, to me, if you look at the nature of their work, going by the strength or nature of operational services, the money might not go along, because if they have that staff strength, you know, if they are having the staff strength to go into the nooks and crannies of this country, the money might not be enough. But there are some things hidden here. There is this assumption that Neiti itself has some money that they are running all these their operations that they are not declaring to the public. Now, my appeal to the presidency is to set up a special task force, or what I can term it an eagle eye, that will be monitoring all these agencies. Because when you call the DG or the MD of an agency, the CEO, giving an independent power to operate, they are creating room for diversion. Most of this money are being diverted into their own secret accounts. Because what they are just coming to tell us in the public, ordinarily, the House is supposed to ensure, compare Neiti, to present what they have recovered in 2022, 2023, and 2024 before talking about their budget presentation in 2025. Where has money gone? If federal government is allocating such a huge amount to your agency, and what you have generated, because we call them government or enterprises, they are into generating money. What have they done with the money they have generated? Looking at the staff strength, like I repeated, they just have a minimum staff that cannot just, even if they are just looking at two states, let's say Nasarawa and Niger, they might not be enough to cope all the activities there of illegal miners and also the oil industry. So the presidency should recruit more staff for EFCC, for Neiti, and also carry media, because the media is the mouthpiece of the society.
Thank you.
Carrying media along in their daily activities is keynote, and it will also give the public credibility that these agencies are working. Because when you go to your village or go to the grassroots and you tell the Neiti, who knows what they are doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Matthew, for joining us this morning on the P&B Morning Show. You did actually raise it out the way we feel that it should be. Neiti has to come out very transparent, media coverage on all their findings, on all their followings, and we're happy that yes, they have a collaboration now with the EFCC, and we hope that will be able to bring back the $6 billion as they have stated, and also the 6 billion naira as they are also pursuing. So we expect them to do more, and we expect them to also increase the number of their staff trained. Let us have a Neiti across the country, most especially from those extractive zones. And that's how far we can go with you today, Matthew. And thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. So this is how far we can go today with Matthew Dennis Otebe, a journalist with News Direct and also a correspondent to the EFCC, and telling us more about the Neiti and the EFCC collaboration, and how that can actually help Neiti to be more transparent is also very, very key in his summit. So we're going to short break, and when we come, we just take a daily, and then we'll call it a day. We apologize for the delay in the commencement of the program. That was as a result of technical issues. Welcome back and welcome to the news segment of the newspaper dailies, as the dailies of today. And let us quickly take blueprints, and then before we call it a day. And on the blueprint this morning we have EU commits £19 billion to Nigeria's democracy, good governance. That's a very huge one. Coming from European Union. So much interest that comes with it.
They believe in us. They believe in our governance, and I think it's actually a good one because this is what we want for our economy to grow, and seeing that the European Union can actually believe in Nigerian democracy and our good governance to actually commit this amount of money. It's actually a good one for us and for our economy growth.
Okay, and Matthew, just beneath that, we see that we won't meddle in your internal politics.
Yes.
That's by one of the European Union delegates who came, and I saw him, I think, campaign visit to the INEC chairman, and just beneath that also INEC said INEC doesn't receive direct funding from donors. So
yes, I think what the European Union is doing is to give Nigerians a good governance and a democracy that will stand, because we've been seeing a lot of issues where the oppositions will say because the INEC is being founded by the current administrations, so they will always do their biddings. But if we can see this kind of contribution coming from a union like this, it will go a long way for INEC itself.
Okay, that's a very good one. And let us take the last part of it, and that says that Trump halts HIV treatment funding for Nigerian and others. The coming of Trump actually is the coming of another wisdom for leadership of the world, because he is withdrawing so much from their external spending. He wants to focus more on internal development.
I already said American first.
Yeah, American first. That's his foreign policy.
But that is how it's supposed to be. You have to take care of your household first before you think of the outside.
You know, just the same way we do say that some governors are actually not doing enough. They only want the federal government to actually spoon feed them always.
Yes.
This is actually what is happening at the global stage. Trump is actually looking into American first, and that was why he raised so much concern with respect to the issue of the DeepSeek artificial intelligence that was released on the same day he was inaugurated. But then, this is how far we can go today on the morning show, the P&B morning show, with my co-anchor in person of
Abraham Abba.
And also thank you guys for being here today. Yes, we understand that we had one or two technical issues, but then I believe that has been solved, and the whole of the day will definitely go smooth. And the next program coming up your screen definitely will be the sport, and for this we'll be drawing our curtains for today's event. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.